has Chris Bumstead torn his bicep just 3 weeks out of the 2023 Classic Physique Olympia? What's up, Desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are back with another bodybuilding news video. I'm going to kick this one off straight away with Chris Bumstead. We get a physique update from him, a really good one, posing footage. And also I asked the question, has he torn his bicep? And if he hasn't torn it, then why is his one bicep, all bruised up? So let's get into it. So this is a video that Chris Bumstead posted up on his YouTube channel, High Carb Day plus Back Workout, posted just hours ago. And you can see he looks monstrous in that thumbnail picture, but zoom in a little closer and you can see that right bicep there has some sort of redness or some sort of bruise on there. Now, this is not something I would traditionally notice on a thumbnail. When I first saw it, I just thought he looks huge. But after watching the video and then I went back to the thumbnail, I saw it on here. So let's get to a bit of the posing footage and we can decide and make some analysis to see if Chris Bumstead has anything going on with now his right bicep, because last year for that 2022 Mr Olympia, Classic Physique Olympia, which he had no problem winning. He definitely was the deserved winner, torn bicep or not. He definitely had a torn bicep and he was worried about it leading into the Olympia. He's spoken about this since, and it was inflamed. Whether that inflammation actually helped Chris or not, I don't know. He had stem cells to help treat it and to help make it all better. And I think he said it felt 100%. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what he said. But now let's look at the footage of him flexing this bicep. And you can see when he puts his arm out, that is clearly bruised, like really quite bruised on that inside part. And he's posing this with an angle as well, so it's not straight on to the camera. Whether that's strategic or not, I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think, but you can see there, he looks very, very impressive. Great conditioning, whether this is 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks out, whatever. He looks really, really damn good in these updates, and he looks just like another level in this video. Even last year, he looked better than ever, but I think he's looking even bigger once again. And it's his first full year with Hani Rambot as well. And Hani's going to stay on Chris, because I think Chris would tend to really go down with his meals in terms of how many meals he eats, how much calories he eats overall. But I think Hani stayed on him a lot more this year. Now we get to see him posing in some other footage, and he's obviously posing on that left-hand side there. It's obviously the opposite because it's in a mirror. But you can see there's some definite bruising there. Now I watched this and I'm like, hold on, am I the only one who's seeing this? Is this just like a scraping thing where he's had scraping done to the bicep? But it does strike me as strange as he'd only have this on one bicep. But there is potential for that. Maybe he had his biceps done and he didn't have his left one done because it has been torn in the past. That's definitely possible. Now I went to the comments and I saw this. This was the first comment I saw. I'm worried that he will lose because of that teared bicep. It doesn't look that good. Someone else replies and says, has he said anything about it? Because in the video, it was clear as day there is something wrong with his biceps. I'd just say bicep in general. Then someone else says one of the biceps is torn. Someone else, what's wrong with the left biceps? It's all red. I believe they mean the right bicep because they probably were looking in the mirror shots and got confused left to right. Someone else, show us right bicep, Chris. So what do they mean by say, show us right bicep? Because all the videos appear to be taken from the left-hand side of his body. So whether that's strategic or just purely coincidental, but I'm not too sure. Now he's doing reverse grip bent over rows. Now, if I had a torn bicep, this is an exercise I'd definitely be steering away from just because it does put unnecessary stress on that bicep. Now he is only using 2 plates, however. So is he using 2 plates because it is partially torn or there is an issue with that bicep? Or is he doing this exercise because there's no issue whatsoever? I'm not too sure. I'm definitely not 100% sure on that whatsoever. And like I mentioned, he could have just had scraping done on the bicep, and because all of his stuff is from an angle, including the posing, it's, you know, maybe it does look a little bit smaller on that side or not. I'm not too sure, but I think his left arm looks marginally bigger, at least from what I can see analyzing this entire video. Now, could this affect him winning this year's Classic Physique Olympia? I don't believe it will. Chris Bumstead is still definitely the most likely guy to win this, even if he has torn this bicep. but to what severity is the torn bicep? Now, if you have a Dorian Yates style torn bicep, which didn't stop him from winning the Olympia back in 1997 against Nasser El Sunbadi, but in the classic physique, if you have 2 torn biceps, is that enough to throw off his physique? I don't know if it will be, because he has so much happening on that physique. He has so much detail. You can see him here from last year. He had that left torn bicep and it didn't matter because the rest of his physique was so good. His physique is to a level where he's just got that dense muscle now. It's super conditioned as well. So I think maturity wise, in terms of his physique, he's ahead of these other guys trailing him like Urs Kalaczynski and also Ramon Dino. And also just that hard dryness. He seems to be on sort of another level with that, although Ramon and Urs have really been bringing it in contests of late. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If his bicep is torn, if it is shortened, could he lose the Classic Physique Olympia in 2023? Because the rest of his physique is looking absolutely next level. Like, he really is looking good. And we saw that update of him doing those hanging leg raises yesterday, and I was just like, this dude's so good. Like, when I doubt him and I think someone else can win this Classic Physique Olympia, I sort of go, yeah, it's going to be really hard though. It's going to be really hard. Nothing's impossible. And I asked you guys yesterday, I had a bunch of different responses. What percentage chance do you give Chris Bumstead of winning the 2023 Classic Physique Olympia? Some people said 100%, but a lot of people were around 90. Someone said 60. I saw a whole bunch of different answers there. So thanks for you guys for putting that all out there. I haven't replied to everyone, but it's much appreciated. Now we've got 2 more physique updates before I wrap up this video. And the first one is from 2019 Mr Olympia at 3 weeks out, trying to regain his title in Brandon Curry. Looking really damn impressive. And one thing that really impresses me with Brandon as well is the fact that he hasn't lost any of that roundness. He's not the youngest competitor in that Mr. Olympia lineup. Some guys by his age start to lose a bit of roundness. Maybe their tricep starts to atrophy or something like that. Brandon hasn't lost any of that. Some people will mention the legs and things like that, but I mean, his legs, I think, are going to be bigger this year than they were 2 or 3 years ago. So I don't really think that's going to be an issue in terms of any more than any other year. And his physique still looks fresh. He was out there as well looking better earlier in his prep than he typically does in terms of conditioning. And he actually went out to Kuwait, I think, bigger than he normally does. So I'm excited for Brandon Curry for this year's Mr. Olympia. Will I predict him to win? Probably not. But I am predicting him up in that top 5, I believe. But I've got to still put out my Olympia predictions and let me know if you want me to put those out as soon as possible. And our last physique update comes courtesy of James Hollingshead, who I just wanted to mention because he's working with Milos Sarcev now and he's looking like an absolute monster in these 2 pictures. They're not posing pictures, but it goes to show the sheer density and size that James Hollingshead has right now. And I'm very excited for his 2024 and that 2024 Arnold Classic where he plans to return to the stage. Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, give the video a thumbs up, smash that like button, also subscribe and hit the notification bell button. That way you'll be notified of every video that goes up for myself, Xavier Wills at Desktop Bodybuilding, including all my 2023 Mr. Olympia coverage. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Has Chris Bumstead torn his bicep? Is he going to be injured? Is he going to win the Olympia this year? Let me know all that in the comments as well. So for Xavier Wills, this is Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are out.